welcome to another episode of the Base First podcast, where we dive face first into everything sports. I'm Eden.
I'm Jonah.
And I'm Dugan. And we are moments away from the Blue... You might as well call them the Bluers because they blew this game massively. Yeah. They have just lost Game 4 of the NLDS to the Atlanta Braves.
Good save there, by the way, dude.
Yeah.
That was
definitely a good one.
It's the usual. It's the fourth year straight the Brewers lost basically in the first round. Besides that, 4 years ago.
Had such a promising year, and all went to shit at the end.
Like it always does, Brewers fashion. And that's about all we're going to talk about for fucking baseball this year.
Yep, had to mention it off top.
Baseball,
Fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're recording as the Brewers basically just lost, so we figured we'd bring that up at the top of the podcast.
The vibes are low.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally just watched them lose like 10 minutes ago.
It sucks.
Really horrible.
But we're going to dive right into football, and I guess the biggest news of this week for sure.
Speaking of people who fucked up.
Yeah.
We're diving right into the official face first fuck up of this week.
Yeah.
John Gruden, baby.
If you guys remember, we did one last week, which was about Urban Meyer, and this week it no doubt belongs to John Gruden.
Bad streak for NFL head coaches.
Terrible streak. And
no bullshit.
So he came out saying he said the NFLPA in 2011, he made racist remarks about him. He made gay comments about Michael Sam. Yeah. He made some stupid comment calling we hate Roger Goodell, but he called Roger Goodell like a pussy. Slur. And the F slur.
The F-bomb.
Yes.
And all because he said his reasoning was because he was changing the rules to make the game softer, right? And it's basically what kind of message is Gruden sending out to his high school kids, where it's like, yeah, I'm complaining about making the game better for you.
One.
Right. It's like, I'm complaining because I want to make sure my high schoolers can fucking kill each other.
That man had such a cushy job on ESPN. I don't know how he came back to coaching.
$100 million.
He could have coasted, bro.
$100 million will do that.
Yeah, he had $100 million.
Because he resigned, he's not going to get all that money.
Yeah. I mean, he still made his money.
Quite a bit of money.
He'll probably be. Actually, I don't know.
I
don't think he'll be back in TV.
$100 million contract that was unheard of for a coach at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the last we're going to see of him for a long time.
Yeah, he's not going on TV. He's obviously not going to be working
anymore. His reputation is
stained.
He is, as they say,
the best
canceled.
The best you can hope for John Gruden is an interview on the Pat McAfee show. Or an interview here at the
Pat
McAfee
kind of. Pat McAfee
wouldn't fuck with that.
Pat McAfee shit on him.
We can probably get we can get John
John, if you're out there, if someone could tell John, we're willing to hear him out.
Yes, we'll give you an opportunity.
We'll give you a platform in front of our 10
slam dunking
viewers.
John Gruden.
That'd be so funny if we got him in here into this tiny ass apartment, fucking. And just like, yo, John, come to our official studio.
Yeah, and he walks in
and it's just this shit. We're in my extremely small apartment, by the way.
We had to change locations for this week.
Yeah.
We normally record in a decently sized apartment.
We're not in the studio.
Today we are in an actual studio.
Apartment, yes. It is the size of
all right, hey guys, let's stay on Gruden though.
Yes.
How are the Raiders going to fare going? Because honestly, this is the first time we finally saw John Gruden and Derek Carr having a good.
Who's their interim?
Yeah,
I don't think
it's somebody from within the program, obviously. I remember reading it earlier.
Probably the
I can't
D
remember
coordinator.
his name from the top of my head. Yeah, it probably is a D coordinator, honestly. Because their defense has been much better this year as opposed to other years, So
defense is what sank them every year. Now
they're doing a good job. It's just
but they've lost 2 straight, right?
Yeah. But you expect Justin Herbert was going to grill them. Derek Carr just couldn't match him. The Chargers defense shut him down. And then they played the Bears this week, right? And surprising performance against the Bears. Justin Fields and that Bears defense made the Raiders look pedestrian here. Who we were saying is can take a game from anybody in the AFC West,
Not anymore.
Not anymore. The Raiders implosion has happened as both of you guys called it basically.
Also
they always start
Wow. I forgot I said that.
We'll talk about
I knew the Raiders were going to do some shit, bro. They always do.
Well, that's why, remember, we said
this.
when we were talking about the odd man out in this division, me and you said it was the Raiders. Because it's we just don't see the defense.
The Broncos are dog shit too, though.
They've lost 2 straight. The Broncos had a fraudulent 3-0
and now
start.
The Chiefs are 2-3, still the bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
Right into them getting fucking owned by the Bills. On to our next topic,
Transition City.
Exactly. Goddamn, that game was a fucking murder fest, man.
Honestly, it really wasn't, though. I watched the highlights over because I thought it was a murder fest, too. when I watched it, and the game was so close until that Micah Hyde pick six.
In the second quarter.
It was 17-13 or something like
that. KC had like 4 turnovers, right?
Yeah, they were playing bad, but it was still close.
It was 21-13 after half, I think it was, or something like that, or 21-10.
24-13.
24-13?
Yeah, and then
that's
Micah Hyde.
2 scores.
Micah Hyde, I know, it wasn't great, but that's still winnable for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
but then Micah Hyde got a pick six.
But Mahomes has been throwing hella picks this year, man.
Yeah, but that pick six wasn't his fault. The receiver bobbled it and lost it.
Yeah, and
but it was a good game. The Chiefs, they're looking suspect now.
Their defense is horrible.
Their defense is
not
the worst
only defense in NFL history. Like I think statistically, it is.
Really?
It might, yeah, because I think it's either them or Seattle, because Seattle has allowed over
last
400.
Year was horrible.
Well, this year too, they've allowed over 450 yards on defense every game,
joke.
And now they lost Russell Wilson for at least probably 2 to 3 weeks. So
they said with surgery it's 8 weeks.
8 weeks, is it? I thought
that was the initial diagnosis.
I thought he was not going to have surgery on him. He was just going to wait a few. That's what I thought.
He's having surgery now,
but either way, if he's missing at least 3 games, Geno Smith and his defense, they are losing at least 3 games in a row now. Geno Smith is going to fuck him. We know what Geno Smith is. But yeah, I'm going to stay on this Bills and Chiefs game because I was expecting this, honestly, from the Bills. I was expecting a win for them to finally go in here in Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. And the Bills didn't really even have to do much. Their defense, it took a giant leap, probably like the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys.
I got them on
my
fantasy squad.
Their defense
man.
The
was
Bills'
good. Defense is
The Bills have clicked.
Yeah.
2 years ago, their defense was the heavy carry of that team. Last year, their offense was elite.
They always had an elite secondary, but it's like the front seven's always
everything.
Been
bad. They played.
They're a juggernaut in the fucking AFC.
Well, they have 9 guys on that D line who rotate at any given time.
They were playing the Chiefs. They were
guys.
Sending 3 or 4 and dropping the rest in coverage.
They blitzed once.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the
it was
recipe.
that's
having a good front seven of guys that can work and get in there, and then just.
Tampa Bay, would you say, would be like the first people to expose that, right? Because they had that front 4 where it's like you just send that front 4 after Mahomes, and if you can just drop everybody back in a 2 deep shell, guard against Hill, force them to just throw 10-yard passes to Kelsey. That's basically the recipe to shut them down. We've seen now the Chargers do it.
Mahomes is trying to get too cute, bro.
That's why I said that backyard football shit. Like,
it's
you can only
not
do it
working
for so
anymore,
long,
bro.
I'm interested to see if the Chiefs can redial something up.
Well, I mean, good for Mahomes. He's a coachable kid, smart kid. He said after the game, he was like, I gotta obviously for the first time in a while reevaluate what I'm doing.
Yeah, cause shit.
So I imagine him and Andy Reid are gonna have a conversation, and they're gonna make this offense a little more conservative, run the ball a little bit more, short intermediate passes, and then only be Mahomes like 4 or 5 times a game. Don't try to be Mahomes backyard like football making off script plays.
He's getting too
every
cute. He's
single
trying
play.
too fucking hard.
Yeah,
and then he's throwing a million picks. Like, dude,
and it
already has thrown as many picks as he thrown
last year,
season.
right?
Yeah,
he's already.
I seen a wild tweet on Twitter, and I just want to get your guys' vibes on it. Mahomes is done playing in the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's cap. That's concrete cap.
No, that's bullshit. Not gonna happen.
I'm gonna say. I kind of want to still stick with them as my Super Bowl pick in the AFC, but Bills are looking too good. Bills and Chargers will probably be.
But it's still.
Speaking of the Chargers versus Browns.
That was the best game probably of this year so far. Justin Herbert continues to look like an absolute fucking superstar. You could argue he's probably top 4, top 3 right now. I'd certainly take him over Mahomes as of right now. I don't know about you guys.
I would as well.
Yeah, for this instant.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about
reactions to this week.
Yeah, reactions to this week. And during
based on
week
both
5,
their performances last week.
Like, who would you take outside of Herbert? Maybe Brady or Kyler Lamar's been looking good, but that's for later. You take Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar's been balling out.
We'll get to that after.
We definitely
maybe Josh Allen, I guess, but he's had a stinker against Pittsburgh. But
but I mean, just one stinker in the first week of the year. That's what Aaron Rodgers
played pretty well.
Yeah. Every great player is allowed.
Dak's like top 5 in MVP talk right
now. Dak's actually the only one, like the Cowboys in general, the only team who haven't had a complete meltdown or collapse in one game. The one game they lost, you could argue they could have won.
It's coming late in the year.
I believe so too.
Especially with Mike McCarthy as the head coach, man. It's like
he doesn't call the plays.
You never expect too much.
I learned the funniest thing about them. He came to the team and was like,
He knew he was not going to call the plays.
You just run the last offense. I'm just here.
He's just here for time management. His time management sucks
dog
ass.
shit. Horrible.
But I mean, Andy Reid's time management was bad with Mahomes before he got Mahomes. So let's see if he can improve it with that. But I mean, Chargers versus Browns. That Browns defense did not expect to collapse like this right away in the second quarter. Herbert opens up.
The last time I recorded with you guys, we were talking about Browns' most talented roster in the league, and now,
honestly, and I still might say that, but the
Herbert
is just that good.
Shredded, dude.
And Jonah's gonna laugh at this comment, but Chargers' current left tackle, Rashawn Slater. I have to mention it because it's.
He's always talking about a left tackle
because it's the second most important position in football. Bro.
When we picked him up, I was like, "Ed's gonna."
Is it though?
I think so. And be like,
I mean, after your quarterback, you need the guy that can. You need the guy that can protect you after you get your quarterback, and the left tackle is your blind side.
Well, yeah,
you can always cover that up with play calling and shit, dude. I mean, it's
with all quick throws and Mac Jones and get every game.
I'd rather just have a good left tackle. Second highest paid position besides a quarterback.
That's true as well.
Yeah, with Bakhtiari's new contract.
Yeah,
that's
true. And then if you have a left-handed quarterback, it's your right
Trent Williams is making like $20 million a year, also in San Francisco.
To protect your most important asset.
And this is the thing: Rashawn Slater's a rookie.
But I mean, $20 million, that's also receiver money. That's also cornerback money.
It's basically outside of quarterback. You can if you're elite at any position, you can expect $20 million.
You can spend $20 million a year on a fucking running back. Look at the Cowboys.
I think Christian McCaffrey. Well, even McCaffrey's only making like $17 million. I think.
I
think Zeke's like at 18 or 19 million. But either way, we're getting off topic.
It's close to 20.
We're getting way off topic here. We need to stick with the Chargers versus Browns. So I was saying they had to collapse with the Browns defense, right? First, it was second quarter, 70-yard touchdown pass to Mike Williams. Then he had another 40-yard touchdown pass to Mike Williams in the third quarter, which was good for me and my fantasy team. I loved it. But this is the thing about the Browns. We've seen with quarterbacks in this class, Sam Darnold's getting paid by the Panthers. Josh Allen got his bag early. Lamar Jackson's about to get his bag.
Baker ain't got no bag.
Baker's the only one that they haven't paid yet. And what does that tell you about their trust in him?
What does he deserve, though?
Well, bag.
I don't know, dude.
If you're the Browns,
a little bit more of a game manager, I would give him some bag, but not like Lamar Jackson's bag.
That's what I'm saying. What if Baker?
He doesn't have the game-changing ability.
Well, no, I'm saying Baker obviously knows that, but for contract purposes, he would probably go to them and be like, "I want $200 million contract."
No,
that's
over how long?
I give him 140.
Like 5 years.
5 years.
5 or 6 years.
I'll do that because that's what.
Or let's say 6 years because Josh Allen's was 6 years, $250, I think.
I give him 5 years, $150.
So let's do like 6 years, $220 for Baker. Because you got to think, this is the Browns. 20 years before Baker, they have not had a quarterback at all. I mean, even if
that
Baker
doesn't mean they're going to waste that kind of money, bro.
Dude, I don't know. Do you really want to risk?
Why don't they trade for someone? If they're that amazing, if they got that kind of roster, just trade for a quarterback.
You think it's that easy? Did you just see what they're asking for Deshaun
Watson?
That
easy, Dugan? Everyone.
But that's the reason no one's actually gotten Deshaun Watson yet is because they're asking for a laundry list, and he's a fucking rapist. He's not going to play anymore.
But look at even just Stafford. They had to give up their starting quarterback, Goff, 2 first-rounders, and a second-rounder for Stafford. For the Packers,
Jared Goff.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you think, I know he sucks, but he was a first-round pick as well. So it's like
he
basically
still sucks. So he isn't worth.
Hey, those Lions though are like the best 0-5 team ever. They are like in it every game.
In every game,
except for like the Packers' second half. They've basically they lost to a 66.
In the first half of that game.
Yeah, they were leading. They lost to a 66-yard record-setting field goal by Justin Tucker. This past week they lose on like a 55-yarder from Minnesota's shitty fucking kicker, and they got the touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion late in the game. I thought they were gonna win, and I felt so bad for the Lions, honestly. Their coach was crying afterwards.
That's
MCDC,
hilarious, actually. That's pretty funny.
I love him, actually. I love Dan
he's
Campbell.
A real good energy guy.
I'd run through the wall for Dan fucking Campbell.
I think we all would.
Yeah. But, I mean,
speaking of running through a fucking wall, that boy Lamar Jackson
who
had a career night.
He had 400 yards on 86% completion percentage.
That's insane.
That is,
and it's not like the Colts defense
ridiculous.
Is complete. It's like
not slouches.
Falcons defense.
They went to the playoffs last year.
That's pretty good defense. And I mean, he still got his rushing yards, of course.
Yeah.
But that was the best night I've seen him throwing the ball probably in his entire NFL.
It was statistically, it was his best night.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, just the throws he made.
I don't know, like, dude, I don't remember the last time someone had 86% completion percentage, let alone in a 400-yard game.
Never.
You sure?
It was
Yes.
an NFL record.
Yes.
Literally.
I thought Brady against the Titans in that
No.
one game where he had like
It's
5
Lamar
touchdowns
Jackson.
in the
No,
first
it was
half
the
and he was like
first-
14 of 18.
It was the first person with 80% completion on a 400-yard game
Ever.
and then some other statistic about that, like the highest yardage to like.
So
completion
yeah,
percentage.
Lamar's proven me wrong here. You remember I said in like week 1, I was like, I just don't trust Lamar playing from behind. Like I need the Ravens formula is good defense.
And yet they
running
just
game.
did that shit.
They've done
so,
that like 3 times this season
so
outside
I
of the
trust them
Raiders.
now.
He's like, you know what? There's this guy in Wisconsin,
Yeah, this is what Lamar's thinking. right
Eden,
here.
who doesn't believe in me.
Yes.
You know what? Fuck him.
Well, didn't
I'm
John
gonna be great.
or what's his face? Joe Harbaugh. He did the same. Is it Joe or Jim?
It's Joe Harbaugh is the
I think
coach.
it's
of
Joe
the-
Harbaugh. Yeah.
Jack
Uh,
John.
No, it's John
Joe
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
James.
Why John and
Jim.
Joe? Why
Jim
do they
Harbaugh
have
is the brother in the coach's
Jim.
Michigan.
Kevin.
John and Jim? That's fucking.
Yeah,
Kevin
But,
Harbaugh.
like, shut up, John.
Rodriguez.
Let
Fucking-
Dugan get to his point. We're talking about the Ravens here and Lamar.
I thought we were talking
Yes.
about Rodrigo Harbaugh.
Well, like, of course, John Harbaugh, after last
sure?
week, wanting to like. He ran a couple times at the end of the game
To get
when
that
he could have
100-yard
kneeled to
streak
get
going.
to
Yeah,
keep
they
that
were all
ridiculous
pissed.
streak going, and it's like, well,
Did
you
hear
should
he-
have stopped him then if
Dude,
you didn't want him to
Yeah,
get
did you hear what
in.
he said back? He's like, they were down 14
like,
points. They
yeah.
were throwing the ball with 14
I can't think of a
seconds.
16-point play in the
Yeah.
NFL. He roasted him.
Yeah, and it was like, that's legit, bro.
But hey,
like,
I
why
mean,
are
Hey,
you
but then he
pissed?
just had Lamar Jackson set another ridiculous record the next week. He's got to feel so fucking good.
Yeah,
He's
and
in
hey,
his
look
chest.
at these young AFC quarterbacks. The thing between Herbert, Lamar, and Baker is with Herbert and Lamar, you can tell by the play calling. Those coaches trust the hell out of their quarterbacks. I mean, Herbert's going for it on 4th and 8 in his own territory. Lamar seems like he's going for it on every 4th down.
Lamar gets to decide.
And
And
There's
Baker-
a
Baker.
literal clip of Harbaugh asking
Lamar,
Lamar,
you wanna
go
go for
for
it?
it? And
Hell
he's like,
yeah.
"Fuck
And then
yeah."
they won that fucking game.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
they went for it.
swag.
And then you look with Baker, his coach is like, yeah, I'm going to run it on 3rd and 10 and give the ball back to Justin Herbert, who's been killing our defense.
Yeah.
And the Chargers end up winning the game.
Yeah, but
So-
I don't know if you can blame that on Baker or just bad
They had
coaching.
bad call. No, the officiating at the end was awful. They literally shoved Donovan Peoples-Jones
Yeah,
on
the
a deep
refs in the
pass
NFL
out
are
of bounds.
ridiculous. They've been bad for a while.
They've been egregious this year, and just as
This
much
year
as
has
the
been
refs.
awful.
There was one, going back to an older game we talked about, the Chiefs-Bills game. There's a literal audio clip from the announcer. Like, a flag got called. He's like, what else is new? Penalty on the play. It's
Yeah.
like, even the
Oh my
announcers are pissed.
They
bro.
know, yeah. The players
Let
are
'em
pissed,
fucking
announcers
play,
are
man.
pissed. But hey, just as egregious as the refs are this year, it's the kickers. 12 missed points and 12 field goals this past week. A lot of them in the next game we're going to talk about.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which,
Hey,
5 straight missed fucking field goals.
Yeah, that was horrible.
From 2:13 in the fourth quarter on through
Hey,
overtime.
That win in Cincinnati is tricky.
It is tricky.
But like,
So I've
dude,
heard.
I mean,
they were missing Jair Alexander. You knew that wide receiver core was going to, kind of exploit the Packers secondary. But the Packers defense still played pretty well.
they
overall.
played well.
They played well. And the Bengals, I mean, hey, they're not a bad team this year. With Joe
No.
Burrow, they're in every single game.
And that
Their
defense has
is like-
been
they're middle
scrappy.
of the pack.
They're
Yeah,
scrappy.
They got grit. But I mean, I just can't believe. I think it was Cincy's kicker who missed the field goal first, right? And then Rodgers went down, and Crosby missed the field goal. And then I think it was like Crosby missed another field goal in overtime, and then Cincy's kicker missed a
Missed
field goal in
a field
overtime.
goal.
And then when they went to kick it again, I was like, Matt LaFleur, what are you doing? You have Aaron
Crosby
Rodgers.
missed it again.
No, I'm talking about a
was
second
5
attempt
straight.
on OT. I think it was a second attempt on OT. And I'm wondering, you got Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur. Why aren't you going for it on 4th and 2 here?
I don't know why he
Like-
wouldn't have gone for it.
That's what I'm saying. We just complained about the Super Bowl last year. They should have gone for it on 4th and 7, and it's like,
He's aggressive
It's
in
cool.
every situation except the
except
ones he
for
needs
the ones
to
that
be.
you need to win, right? Yeah.
That
Jonah, what do you
is-
got on this game? He's got nothing.
Not much.
He's got
He's
nothing.
been just like doing like fake sign language at our producer the whole
We've
time.
been
Yeah.
trying to
Wait,
figure
wait.
out a situation, but my takeaways, I don't know what you guys just talked about,
Well,
but the Bengals need to protect Joe Burrow more. He gets hurt every fucking week. It's not fair. He's a young man and he just wants to be great, okay?
I know, but the time he got hurt in this game, that was his own fault because he spun out
Yeah,
and
he
he
took
like,
off like a madman.
Yeah, he took off like a madman, diving shoulder.
Yeah, I
got a
forget
throat
who it was.
contusion
I
in
think
that
it was
fucking
Aaron
game.
Rodgers. Like an audio clip was like, he needs to chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's been saying it. Like, Pat McAfee, too. Like, their whole podcast is like, bro, Joe Burrow needs to chill. Like, get rid of the ball when you need to get rid of the ball.
I got a dare for you guys. Go one episode, both of you, without mentioning the Pat McAfee podcast. On our podcast.
I can't.
I don't think
I can't. I'm always going to give some sort of credit or shout
request.
out to the
Just
Pat
one
McAfee
request.
podcast.
It's the only request I have.
Right.
I'll double that bet.
But I mean, hey,
Double
this like you said, Jonah, they got to protect him, and this isn't hindsight. I was like, you should have probably gone Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater in the draft instead of Jamar. Like, I get the connection with him and Jamar Chase, but in hindsight now, you got to get him protection, bro. That's the only way the Bengals can win.
Yeah, I don't know. Pat McAfee said Jamar Chase was pretty cool.
I'll take his. Well, I'll not take his word for it. I've been watching the games. Jamar Chase is cold.
What's our next topic here? Fucking.
All right, there it is. All right, we took a little break here, but I'm fucking pissed. All right, why the fuck do the Bengals? Are they still owned by the same people? I don't even know who they're owned by, but they're in the biggest league.
You didn't even bother to look it up?
No, I didn't. I don't care.
No, for context, people, we took a little break while recording this pod. We were talking about shitty owners, and we were talking about Shad Khan and Mark
Gotta talk about Dan
Raiders.
Snyder.
Dan Snyder is up there on the list, but Jonah was talking about how the Bengals owner, and I completely agree.
Why the fuck don't they have an indoor practice facility in the biggest league in the world?
He's cheap as hell.
Probably, because it just fucking pisses me off.
He's cheap as hell, too. He never brings in high-priced free agents. He hasn't bothered fixing the O-line. He's like, we're just going to try to draft our O-line. And they didn't even draft an O-line. Yeah. Burrow is getting fucking killed out there. The only reason they're 3-2 is really Burrow and that receiving core. Yeah.
Yeah, Burrow and Jamar Chase are an incredible duo. Can they save the city of Cincinnati? I don't know.
You know what they remind me of, honestly? Kind of like a little bit of Matt Ryan and Julio in their early days. That connection.
You think they can reach the ceiling of them?
I think they can. As long as they get Burrow.
Because that's the ceiling of Julio, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And the biggest blown lead in Super Bowl history.
With that conference.
Sorry, Atlanta fans. Didn't mean to bring that up.
Yeah, just had to bring up that trauma once again, you know.
But I mean, I love bringing it up. Thank you for the Patriots' fifth ring.
God damn you,
Shout out to
God
them.
damn you so hard. Why do you have to be a Patriots fan?
I'm curious. How did you become a Patriots fan?
Okay, honestly, I did not
You don't live in New England,
dude. I didn't start watching. I didn't start watching football till I was 9 or 10 years old. Yeah. And literally,
they were the best.
The season that was going on is Brady is being the best quarterback in the league. The team's winning every game. I just love the uniforms. I'm like, oh, I saw this on TV, and I'm like, I'm gonna root. And they're on TV every fucking week. They were on TV just as much as the Packers, you know. Yeah. And it's not like I have
the primetime games with Brady.
I don't have that connection with the Packers like I do with the Bucks, because as soon as I came here in America, we moved to Milwaukee when I was 4, I started watching the Bucks. Yeah. So I got a connection with the Bucks. Yeah. No connection with Green Bay whatsoever. So
yeah, I've been watching the Packers since I was 2 years old.
See,
it's
you got that connection with them. You've just been watching them since you were a toddler.
Yeah, that's understandable.
What about you, Jonah? You being a Finns fan, that one's kind of interesting too.
Pretty much the same shit, except my dad was a Dolphins fan, so I would see those games when I was a kid.
I could respect.
So that's just how it happened.
I respect.
And it's whatever you watch as a little kid.
It influences you.
Literally. Yeah. My dad just kept putting Bucks games on.
But
he didn't even know the rules of basketball.
I will not make the mistake my father did. I will not sentence my kid to a life of suffering, bro. I'll let him be a Packers fan if he wants.
Yes. It's a winning franchise.
That's fine. You can
that's
bank.
That's Titletown USA.
You can bank on the Packers always being outside of a 6-7 year stretch. They're always
solid. Welcome to the Titletown USA podcast.
Will always. I don't know if they'll always have it, but they still have the only undefeated season.
Yeah. Just for context, though, they only had a 14-0.
Brady got knocked out by the Giants that year in the Super Bowl.
Shout out to Eli fucking man,
dude. That David Tyree catch. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's one of the most insane runs in sports.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, the derpiest quarterback of all time.
I remember watching that shit. I don't remember how old I was, but I was younger and just being like,
what
Eli Manning
that
is
was
doing
2008, 2009.
That was Pittsburgh and Cardinals. That Ben won his second one with that one, because he won in 2000. Or no, that was his first Super Bowl.
Rapist.
Because he just said who was the 08 Super Bowl. I said it was Roethlisberger, Pittsburgh, and...
But I was trying to... Was it 07 that was Eli Manning?
07 was Eli versus
Eli versus Brady in the undefeated season.
Yeah. That's always going to be sore with me. But yeah, that's enough football for now. Let's go to the NBA.
We're gonna get into some NBA.
We're finishing up the preseason here. We got we got some hot takes for the NBA here. I know Jonah definitely does about the Lakers. If you want to get into that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Russell Westbrook is actually going to fit, because in the first 2 preseason games he's played in, he's not looked great. Game 1, he had 2 points, shot 1 for 7, but he did have 7 boards, 4 assists, but he also had 6 turnovers.
The turnovers, that's
the biggest problem with Westbrook, right? Like outside of his, outside of not having a jump shot, really.
That he never has had, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he can make up for that like Giannis does, with grit and just determination, drive to the bucket, draw fouls.
But with being the third option, that shit's not going to be as much of.
Well, that's what me and Jonah were talking about last week. Jonah was suggesting he should come off the bench as like the point guard's unit, but I'm like, you need to get 30 minutes for Westbrook. You're paying him this much. He's
then
a third
also,
option. Whose minutes is he going to take?
Who would be the number 1 fucking point guard if not?
Well, LeBron's got to run point.
LeBron James.
Like if LeBron. I don't know how it's going to work, because LeBron obviously didn't play the preseason, but I don't know how it's going to work out with him and Westbrook both on the court at the same time. But it's like LeBron James was made to play point guard. You got to keep him at your guard position. But I mean, if I were to choose one of them to go off ball, I don't know about you, Jonah. I'd probably say LeBron. Yeah, I'd have Westbrook run the offense and have LeBron play off the ball.
But if Westbrook isn't going to keep playing like shit, they're not going to really have that option.
Then they need to play him off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and also game 2, Westbrook scored a little more. He had 8 points. He went 3 for 12. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went 3 for 12, had 2 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 9 turnovers.
Oh my god, man!
He's gonna have to tighten it up, and I'm sure it'll come with time. But a bright, I don't know. Hopefully, but a bright spot.
I hope not. I want the Bucks to win. Put it on record.
Put it on the record.
We all want the Bucks.
Put it on record. We want the Bucks to win.
Yes.
So we hope this Westbrook chemistry experiment fucking does not work out at all.
But you know who's
indeed
2 other strong points on the Lakers though? The new addition Malik Monk. He's looking nice. He's averaging 13 points in 21 minutes per game, but he's shooting 50% from the field and 3.
Wait, from 3 also?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
he's
through what, 2 games?
Yeah, it's only 2 games. I
thought he played more preseason. Wasn't there like a total of what, like 6 or 7?
He might have played 3.
Horrible sample size.
It is, but the Lakers are. It's more the vibe around the team. They're really hyped.
All the free agents they signed. Yeah, I was gonna say all the free agents they signed this year. Malik Monk has got to be the most because obviously the other guys are vets that you just expect them to do a little bit to contribute. But Malik Monk, they want
young, he's got energy.
They want him to legit be like that 7th man off the bench after. Well, do you think Horton Tucker is going to be in their starting lineup?
No,
he's not going to start, but I think he'll be a contributor.
He's probably going to be the 6th man for sure.
I think he'll be like 7th or 8th, but he'll get heavy minutes with the second unit, and he'll probably play like a similar role to LeBron, where Rondo's going to be the primary ball handler.
You mean Westbrook? Because Rondo's not with the Lakers anymore.
Yeah, he is. They re-signed him.
No,
they traded him away.
Yeah, he's not with the Lakers anymore.
Rondo.
So really, the only good point guard options you got is LeBron and Westbrook.
Rondo didn't even play for the Lakers last season.
Yeah,
Rondo played for the Clippers last
Clippers
season.
And Hawks.
Yeah.
And then
in the playoffs, he was on the Clippers.
Current team, Los Angeles Lakers. They re-signed him.
Well, no, I thought they re-signed him and then traded him or dropped him again.
He's on the team right now.
Okay,
because they brought him and Dwight Howard back.
Right, with Lonzo.
Yeah, they got the running joke is like they have
it's the retirement
2012 team. NBA's best squad.
Yeah,
they're the oldest team in the league by far.
But I mean, like we said
Trevor
last week,
Ariza's bum ass is going to start.
And another thing in my
notes, like we said last week, difference between veterans and completely old, washed-up players. Some of these guys, I think, will still contribute.
Yeah, they have really good rookies too. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I had in my notes about the Lakers is that Carmelo Anthony is still doing Carmelo Anthony.
He's still a shooter.
I think he'll still get a good 10 points off the bench.
He's shooting 40% from 3, and he's still hitting the mid-range.
That's what surprised me the most is his 3-point production over the last few years going up like that. Because he was never known as a good 3-point shooter.
Yes, he
was. Not a good spot-up shooter. He could shoot off the dribble, but he wasn't a shoot guy.
Right.
But he has evolved.
But he was never more than like a 34-35% guy. Now he's getting up to like the 40%. He's evolved his game. He's got to evolve his game to stay in this league.
His off-ball movement.
Yeah, it got way better because he never had to move without the ball.
Yeah,
exactly. He was the ball for so many years.
But hey, we want the Bucks to win, and another good news about Bucks winning outside of the Lakers' terrible performance in the preseason. Kyrie Irving might just bring the Bucks another title again.
Might just have to ruin his team's chances at the fucking championship.
Yeah, so the news that came out with him is we obviously knew he wasn't going to play any of the home games unless legislation changes, but now he's not even practicing with the team.
Not allowed to play any game.
The Brooklyn Nets have said that he's not allowed.
The Brooklyn Nets have made the right decision and told him to eat a dick if he doesn't want to do the correct thing for everyone involved.
And I think it's the right thing. I mean, Andrew Wiggins did it.
Didn't he? He got the vaccine though.
Do you think it's officially
finally
over for them? Do you think it's officially over for the Nets?
No, I think
they almost beat the Bucks last year.
Yeah.
It's like
I think they're a full health. They were a KD's giant kangaroo hockey stick ass foot away from losing.
Literally 2 inches. I mean.
But, I mean, those new defensive rules this year are not going to help Harden out at all. So do you think he's not going to be that same top 10?
No, he still will.
Still a nice distributor.
He'll still be a top 10 player.
I have him in like the top 15. Yeah, he'll be the point guard of the team. But it's just like after KD, I mean, I guess you got Patty Mills there and Aldridge is back. But like, who's going to pick up the scoring load?
James Harden doesn't need to do all the trickery to get buckets. Yeah. He just did it to make his life easier.
Yeah,
because like in OKC, he didn't do it as much as he does now. He just got straight buckets, and he's such a lethal shooter. It's insane. But I think Kyrie Irving being gone really does hurt their chances. It hurts them a lot. It goes them from being like, okay, Bucks, Brooklyn, way at the top, in my opinion, to like Brooklyn more down to the middle of the
Bucks have to be number 1 now.
Yeah, I would say so currently, given their situations. And I was trying to find, I couldn't find it, the hypothetical trade that they were talking about with Kyrie. And I was like, it said Philly.
5-team trade.
Yeah, Philly would get like Lillard and Beal somehow. And I'm like, well, that team would just win every title for the next 2-3 years. They'd be better than Brooklyn.
No.
And it's like Kings would get Kyrie and like a couple picks. And then I forgot what other team was involved. Brooklyn gets like De'Aaron Fox and some picks. I forgot what other teams involved. I couldn't find it, but I thought it was actually on paper, good hypothetical trade. But we already know Kyrie Irving.
Not gonna happen, bro.
Well, not gonna happen because we know Kyrie Irving said, "Hey, if I get traded from this team, like I'm basically retiring."
Go ahead, bro. If you're gonna be just like annoying and fucking
he's just being a fucking.
Go ahead and retire.
He's being an annoying idiot right now.
Do you want to hear it?
He's trying to be the storyline every fucking day through his like controversial shit.
But then he had like his aunt speak for him.
And his uncle too.
Yeah.
He's
like, bro, nobody wants to hear from those fucking bozos.
Weirdest dude in the NBA, and I don't know why Kevin Durant hitched his wagon to Kyrie.
Kyrie can hoop.
He can hoop.
That's why.
This is
obviously
true.
Yeah.
Should I read the Insano trade?
You found it?
Yes.
All right. Read it.
All right.
Do it.
Don't react until I'm done speaking.
All right.
Got you.
All right. The Philadelphia 76ers would receive Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal. The Brooklyn Nets receive De'Aaron Fox, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a 2023 second-round pick from Philly. Portland Trailblazers receive Ben Simmons, Harrison Barnes,
Tobias Harris,
Seth Curry. No, it's Harrison Barnes.
Is it Harrison Barnes? I thought Tobias Harris was involved. He might be later on. Sorry.
No, he is.
Right.
I told you, wait till I'm done.
I'm sorry.
All right, Harrison Barnes, Seth Curry, a 2022 first-round pick from Philly, and a 2023 first-round pick swap from Philly. The Wizards receive C.J. McCollum, Buddy Hield, Tyrese Maxey, a 2024 first-round pick from Philadelphia, and a 2024 first-round pick from Sacramento. And the Kings receive Kyrie Irving, that boy Tobias Harris, Nas Little, a 2026 first-round pick from Philly, and a 2022 second-round pick from Brooklyn.
This is never going to happen.
Yeah,
obviously. There's no fucking way
that
in
is
hell.
the most head-ass shit I've ever heard.
That is the most head-ass
fuck are they
shit. But
even
hey,
talking
honestly,
about?
I forgot what the Wizards were getting, but when I heard you say...
The Wizards got hosed, bro.
The Wizards, I don't know, I was like, they got some good young talent, a couple first-round picks on top of the team they already got. I'm like, damn, that could actually be a good team in the future if the trade were to happen.
Ridiculous.
But they would ruin their own chances in the East because they're giving away Beal to Philly, who's also getting Damian Lillard somehow, too. Philly always just has, like, trade picks on top of trade picks. And
dude,
like,
you know, when
I saw this shit the other night on Twitter where it was like there was one tweet where it was like Sixers are trying to get Ben Simmons reintegrated into the program. Like,
well, I think
and then he got trotted out the other night, and then instantly when he came out, the fuck Ben Simmons chants began.
I don't know how,
like, dude,
I don't
Philly
know how it's
fans
gonna work.
are brutal.
Yeah, I mean, they gave him like a good
Ruthless.
4 years. He deserves it.
But yeah,
to go back to what we were just talking about, a 5-team trade happened in 2005.
That's the last time.
That's the last time a 5-team trade happened.
So yeah, that's the precedent there. 16 years ago. So these type of trades happen once in a generation, and it's not going to happen. Although it is fun to just speculate on paper. But let's get into our favorite team in the NBA.
The
Milwaukee
Bucks, bitch.
Bucks,
Let's go.
Who's preseason? I know we're talking about preseason in a small sample size, but they have been really encouraging. Jordan Nwora has probably been their MVP. The draft picks are looking nice. I know you like the draft picks for this year as well, Jonah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking on Nwora, he's been balling out. Mm-hmm. He's played about 25 minutes a game. He's averaging 20 on 48, 50, and 75 free throw percentage.
That's insane. So, yeah, if he can just step that defense up a little bit, and they give him all of Bryn Forbes' minutes, because Bryn Forbes, I think, was averaging like 20 to 22.
Another sharpshooter, boys.
Yeah, we got power. You see Grayson Allen in the preseason, too.
Yeah,
he had that dunk.
I saw that dunk.
He had that dunk, and Giannis looked over at Pat Connaughton and was like, hey, you might not be the most athletic player on the team anymore.
That totally rules.
Grayson Allen, he's averaging 13, shooting 55 from the field and 46 from 3.
Yeah, you can always count on Grayson. I think last year he shot like 42%.
Yeah,
from
that's a big bench upgrade they're shooting.
Dude, him and Nwora scoring off the bench, and we already said this last week, defensive rules are going to be pro us, the way Bucks play defense.
Yeah, because we play hard defense in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and the way we just develop talent has been like probably the best in the league.
Speaking
for the last,
of
decade.
developing talent, this boy, sorry if I mispronounced his name, but Sandro Mamukelashvili.
Yeah, dude.
He's averaging 12 points per game, shooting 60, 42, 37 from free throw, but he's only 1 for 3. Like, total.
Wait, did you say from free throw?
Free throw, yeah.
Oh, okay, so he only shot 3
Yeah, he's only shot 3 free throws.
Okay.
Averaging about 7 boards and 2 assists.
That's solid.
My ceiling...
Isn't he like the same size as Giannis, too?
He's a little smaller. But
Mamu, though, the other rookie, he's like 6'10", 6'11", 240, around the same size as Giannis. Yeah,
I'm
talking about Mamu.
Yeah, Sandro Mamu.
Oh, that's his name, Sandro?
Yeah,
I had no idea Sandro was... I just always called him Mamu.
No, yeah, on my notes, like from what I've seen in the Summer League and preseason, I'm so impressed with this guy.
Yeah. It's like with Nwora last year. I want them to get minutes right away, but this Bucks squad is just so deep, and like they got so much proven talent that it's like no matter how good you are in the preseason, don't expect to get in games unless it's a blowout.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mamu could crack the rotation because in this preseason he's been doing massive things, cutting, doing all like the selfless work. He's been finishing plays. He's been making plays. Like his passing.
You know who he reminds me of a little bit? Like a little bit of Nikola Jokic, honestly.
Yeah, he's Jokic, but he finishes with so much more athleticism and aggressiveness, and he just looks confident doing anything.
And it's like, I wish he could get in like 9th or 10th man, but I mean, we already know the Bucks starting squad. They got Portis at 6.
They don't play rookies.
Pat Connaughton and Jordan Nwora are going to be there for 7 and 8.
If he can crack the rotation, I think he could win Rookie of the Year. He's
that high?
He's that talented.
I don't think he can get that much.
No, I don't think I really don't think he'll get enough playing time to do it.
Yeah, but if he did get like 25, 30 minutes a game...
If he was on a bad team, he would look insane.
I would probably say the same thing. Like, same thing I said with Nwora last year. I'm like, if Nwora was like expected to be like a 7th or 8th man last year...
If he played for the Kings...
Like I could have seen him winning the 6th man of the year.
Score.
Yeah, and it's always these scoring guys who win the 6th man of the year, like Lou Williams and
But I think Mamu could definitely be a scorer.
Ingles.
But him winning that award...
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, him winning that award is a long shot. You know what else is a long shot next year?
I know
the
what you're going to say.
Bulls winning the NBA title.
But hey, that value though, on
They're
if you were to bet on them,
+12,500. All I'm saying to you is, if you got $20, you're not afraid to lose.
Yeah.
Throw it down on that. Lonzo Ball is looking like the best version of himself right now. He looks so confident. He's got that wacky form gone.
His game is so much
passing,
better.
Their team is gelling right now at the right time.
Zach LaVine is looking like he could probably be even better than like Jason Tatum. He is shooting it very well. He's got athletic explosiveness, great defender, underrated center. Who do they got?
Vucevic.
Yeah,
Vucevic is not underrated. That guy's
he's underrated because
he's
not considered in like the top 5 or like top 6 of the centers.
He is an all-star, but
he gets like 20
underrated.
points and like 12 boards a game. And then they obviously added DeMar.
He's a lethal mid-range shooter.
Yeah, lethal. And then speaking of lethal,
mid-range, hold on. You know who's leading?
18.
You know who's leading that Bulls team in blocks right now?
Who?
Lonzo Ball.
What did I say? I said that kid's a lead on defense.
7 blocks.
No, he's a lead on defense though. He's been a lead on defense.
He's been a good defender because he's so long and he's quick.
It's the same thing with like Holiday because Holiday's like 6'5", has like a lot of muscle behind him. Lonzo doesn't have that, but like when you're rangy like that at guard, you can defend anybody really.
Yeah.
But the Bulls on paper when you look at them, they're like Bucks and Brooklyn and maybe Philly. Who would be like the 4th seed after them? Probably the Bulls, and they could beat any team any given day.
And also, they got depth too.
They got depth.
They got
Kobe White
coming off the bench.
They
got Patrick Williams. I don't know if he's going to start or not, but he's a young bull that we talked about a little bit last week. We couldn't remember his last name.
Yeah,
but it's Williams.
Yeah, he'll get minutes and he'll hit threes for them. What I was saying is I would hate to see the Bulls 4 times a year, and I'm going to cut in for the 75th anniversary for the NBA. USA Today released their own top 75 list, and it was done by like a lot of NBA Hall of Fame voters and shit like that. And anyway, the list is at number 10.
It's cracking his top 10.
Yeah, number 10, and I like this. He should be in the top 10. Is Tim Duncan.
Ooh.
Of course.
I think he should be above number 9 a little, who is Kobe Bryant. Number 8 is Shaq.
Ooh.
7 is Wilt Chamberlain. 6 is Bill Russell. I don't like those just because of the eras. And then the top 5 is kind of consensus. I think we can probably all agree. Is Larry Bird at 5, Magic Johnson at 4, Kareem at 3, LeBron at 2, and Jordan is at 1, obviously. The top 3 is right no matter what order you have it, I think, in. I would probably say LeBron is close. Like, he's like 1B to Jordan's 1A, but I'd probably agree with their top 3. Jordan 1, LeBron 2, and Kareem 3. What do you guys feel about this?
Man...
We agreed to never do this.
Yeah.
What? We were just saying we would.
No,
I didn't want any part
we're gonna
of this.
debate this entire list. 3, or we'll leave 3 alone. We'll go 4 to 10.
Yeah, because I think they got 4 and 5 right. Maybe wrong order because I maybe put Larry Bird at 4 because it was MVPs and just his statistical seasons, and then Johnson at 5. I would just exclude, it sounds disrespectful, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain from the list altogether because they played in such an early era. And it's like, dude, 7'1" freaks who are like, they were like Giannis playing in that era back then. It's like, when you think of the NBA records, like it's the Bible of Wilt Chamberlain, basically. And it's like, I got to exclude that out of my top 10.
Yeah.
And Bill Russell played when there was like, what, 8 to 10 teams, and he's got all the titles, but I mean...
Yeah, he was great, though.
Yeah, he was great.
What about it, Stilt Chamberlain? But it was me on a pair of stilts. And I'm 11 feet tall.
I don't think you'd have the agility.
I think I got the agility.
Dude, he was a track...
Let me beat you one-on-one.
Outside. But, then the rest of the list, Shaq is at 8, which I think he's deserving of being top 10.
Shaq's 8, Kobe was 9?
Yeah, I think that's deserving.
I feel like Kobe should be higher, man.
I have him in my top 10,
but I think
Kobe
not top 5?
No,
Kobe should be top 5.
No,
at least.
See, I agree with
Kobe
you as
should
a
be top
fan.
3.
As a fan and impact, Kobe's up there, but there's been people that have done so much more.
Like I said in the beginning, I would probably put Tim Duncan over
care,
Kobe
bro.
Bryant.
We're talking about opinions here.
Yeah,
Kobe, top 5. Absolutely.
I respect it. And
I would
like
put Kobe
for my
at 4,
favorite
honestly.
players, I would definitely put him in like my top 3 even. But like if I'm looking at it objectively, I think Tim Duncan had a better career than Kobe. I would keep Shaq at 8 there because his peak is like unlike Jordan. Like besides Jordan, we've never seen a peak like his.
Dude, if you really wanted to argue, you could put Shaq at top 5.
Yeah, honestly, if anybody is more deserving of top 5,
his
like the
most
Kobe,
dominant like position
deserves it more than Shaq?
Well, Kobe had the longevity argument. Shaq had like the better overall player argument, more impact on a team argument. Yes, don't look at me like that.
How many championships did Kobe win?
Just
How
one
many
more.
did Shaq win?
Just one more. And
but
after they got him like Pau Gasol,
Kobe had
Lamar
Pau,
Odom.
yeah. Kobe had a squad.
He literally wanted to get traded until they finally got him Pau Gasol, another All-Star. But I know we only just did the top 10. I just want to say 11 is Oscar Robertson. Shout out to him.
Oh, Milwaukee, baby.
I'm kind of surprised here with Steph being 12. I figured he'd probably be like on the back end of like 20.
See, I think Steph goes both ways. You could argue him lower, or you could argue him higher.
Yeah,
because he's never had a Finals MVP and all that shit. But like Steph changed the game.
Right, and we were just talking about like impact on a team. This guy had the impact on a whole league.
Yeah, not many people you can say Jordan changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron didn't change the game because nobody can be LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron's a physical freak. Steph looks like not average. You know, he's still an NBA athlete. But
right.
He looks more like an average guy than LeBron.
If you're like a 6'1" dude who can shoot threes, you can be an NBA superstar.
Yeah, and it led to people like now there's Trae Young in the league.
Well, the floor spacing, it's a different game, man.
But yeah,
that's why I hate these theoretical discussions about this kind of shit. Cause it's
I get it. Different game, different eras, different rule sets.
Game. It's the same discussion that people
have
about every sport.
Yeah, they are good hypotheticals to talk about, but if you really want to get into debate, it should be like every 10 years. You just section it off. And
section off the decade.
You debate within those 10.
Yes.
I'd agree with that. But
just
to end off this topic, though, Kevin Durant's at 13. I'd probably put him ahead of Steph, but by the time he's finished, he's probably going to crack that.
KD needed Steph to get those 2 chips.
Well, Steph needed him just as much because they weren't going to pass LeBron.
Yeah. Well, if KD gets another one somewhere else, he'll definitely go up higher. But I still think he's going to be top 10 when he's done.
I already got
just because he did need more, a little extra to get a title, but. Mm-hmm. There's nobody
outside of Jordan. You've never seen a scorer like him, right?
Yeah, and it's insane.
Yeah,
he's just unstoppable. He's a 7-footer with guard handle, guard pull up. Like we've never seen it before. We've seen people that are kind of like him. Like there's big men that can pull up and blah blah blah.
But like
not
with his
like
speed
KD.
and his like reach too,
with
like he's underrated on defense
and all
as well.
that. He's got nice defense.
I'm surprised he's never been voted at least like a second or third team All-Pro on defense in his career because he gets a lot of blocks.
Y'all ready for this segue though?
Let's do it.
Speaking of fucking heavyweight killers,
yes sir.
Regardless of sport, Tyson Fury.
You knew we had to cover
Deontay
this one.
Wilder. Gotta bring this shit up.
That was
WBC.
That fight delivered
Ring magazine with
to all the hype and more.
That
honestly.
shit was amazing.
Fury was a 3-1 favorite over Wilder, and I was thinking for Wilder, I'm like, if
Wilder,
because if Wilder gets knocked
2
out
knockdowns in the 4th round,
yeah,
I mean that shit was.
He showed hard. He showed more. He showed more like game planning this time around because he went for the body early.
But he got tired after like the 6th round.
And we figured Fury would be the first one to get tired, right? He came in like an extra 50.
He had the cardio. He had the cardio.
His cardio was insane for a near 300
Wilder
guy.
looked gassed early.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching it.
After the 5th round, Wilder was gassed as well.
The one thing I noticed watching
he was still throwing haymakers though.
Yeah, he was.
The ref was constantly on ass, like stop headlocking each other. Like you could tell they were
clinching too much. Fury kept putting his weight on him way too much anytime he tried to clinch up. But
it's not
illegal.
He looked like he was damn near putting him in a guillotine.
But the ref was allowing it to go on for like 10 seconds.
Wilder did that same shit too though. Yeah. The ref was definitely not on top of it.
And
he slow counted Fury on that second knockdown in the 4th round.
Yeah, he slow counted both times.
He slow counted Wilder as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he said 9 twice. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
because Showtime was in his ear. Like, hey,
we need this shit to go a little bit longer.
Because I was just about to say, like, Fury got saved by the bell hard. If there was
so
like
did
just
Wilder.
I was gonna say too. Yeah, Wilder did too.
Yeah,
because there's 5 total knockdowns. Wilder got knocked down 3. Fury got knocked down twice.
Mm-hmm.
This lived up to I thought it was gonna be a more strategical fight, but it was still bombs away.
It was honestly. I don't watch boxing much. I would definitely rather watch MMA.
Really. Yeah, definitely agree.
This was the most interesting and entertaining boxing match I've watched in years.
Also, just like Tyson Fury, his accent and the fact that he's from Britain just makes me like.
I just
want to cheer for him.
Right, does it turn you on?
Like, oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, I want to suck that big old man's dick.
Whoa!
Yes. You heard it here, folks.
Dugan's opinions do not represent.
Yes, they do. Actually, when we signed the contract, to do this podcast. You guys,
we entered into a contract with Dugan.
He can
say whatever he wants. He's got no sense of
say whatever I want, and then everyone has to fucking just agree with it all the time.
Dugan represents the face for his podcast brand in full.
I took the bar in Wisconsin, and I did not cheat, and I passed it.
But hey,
take it from me, fellas.
Fury, all I'm going to say is he's just leagues above every other heavyweight. Nobody's competing with that guy. Like, I'm not doing boxing.
I don't know, dude.
But Anthony Joshua,
Alexander Usyk, man.
He's not competing with him.
Dude, I would want to see that fight.
It would be a good fight.
They should make that fight, but they're not going to.
After seeing Fury against Wilder 3 times and how bad Anthony Joshua's kind of looked, like, he's great one fight, bad the next. He's too streaky. Tyson is just consistent as hell. You know, he's got the best best...
Yeah, he gave it to
what should I say?
He has a great legacy too. He used to weigh 400 pounds or whatever.
Yeah, and he was like in depression and all that, and like he quit the sport for like a couple years.
It's pretty beastie, and then he just came back and just went so hard
for Fury.
All right, you guys are talking about something pretty serious, so I'm gonna switch the vibe up. I've seen on Twitter, Facebook, and on Reddit, the fans of a certain celebrity boxer think that he could beat Fury.
I know who you're talking about, and there's talks about him fighting Tyson Fury's little brother, right?
Tommy Fury.
Yeah. That's who Jake wanted to fight.
Yeah. I have no idea. But Jake, I just seen that, and you boxing people, fighter people.
That's kind of what Showtime is angling for. Is
because that's so much money, dude.
And like they're protecting the hell out of that Ryan Garcia kid too. Like they keep giving him tomato cans, and he just keeps like knocking him out.
Before the fight, Eden had mentioned that he wants to cover this fight, and I was like, why? Like, people don't care about boxing unless it's Jake Paul, dude.
That fight was big,
bro.
Yeah. Big.
Like, it's not outside of
more than one of those circus events. That was real.
Yeah, the Paul brothers are doing something
boxing
insane. Money. They're like not revitalizing, but kind of. They're like
they're
getting more. They're just getting more eyes on
it.
Yeah, it's gimmicky bullshit. Just 12 and 13-year-olds tuning in to see a Paul brother fight.
At this point, though?
Yeah, it's gimmicky.
One of the Paul brothers,
it's super gimmicky. All the Triller ones, man.
No, okay, I get that, but like one of the
Paul brothers. Jake, I'm
not sure. The one who's been like more serious about it. They've been training for like 3-4 years.
And they're still not good though. That's the thing. Jake Paul is not a good boxer. If he fought anyone that knew how to actually box, he would lose.
Yeah. 3, you're not good. Exactly. I was just about to say, you got to start in like MMA and boxing. You got to start those sports when you're like 5-6 years old.
Yeah, man.
There's people who've been doing this shit all their life. You're at such a disadvantage.
Like you have to do some kind of something like wrestling, jiu-jitsu. If you start that shit when you're like a little ass kid,
you ready to have your whole...
When you have a discipline.
You ready to have your whole rule shattered?
Yeah,
you ready to have your whole rule shattered?
What's up?
2 words. Kimbo Slice.
Hey, Masvidal technically too.
They both came out of the same like bare knuckle box.
Fighting out of the gutter, bro.
Miami and shit. Yeah. Well, Masvidal versus Leon Edwards.
Yeah, but they've been
Have you guys ever seen this YouTube channel called Street Beefs?
Yes.
I don't think
that shit is hilarious, dude. Where it's so like pageantry and all that, and it's just like dudes.
I've seen some
all like
the story behind it.
There's ones where there's dudes in wheelchairs and they just wheel them up to each other and fucking beat the shit out of them.
I don't know. We might be talking about 2 different things because like the Street Beefs thing I'm thinking of, like they started as like a not anti-gun thing, where it's like you got beef with this guy, like come here. And like beat the shit out of each other and don't kill each other.
That's awesome.
It is. It's super dope. But like some of the fights are insane.
They got a whole fucking damn, bro.
They were just bringing
they got an entire actual like, cage and shit.
Yeah, and they would just duke it out in a cage.
Is that Street Beefs?
Mesha is showing me a funny picture.
Street Beefs? Yeah. And they settle like real problems in the cage.
That rules, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And they
have like, half of them like suck.
No, some of them are.
Some of them are like valid.
But then they come back. They do like more fights.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like they'd suck in the big leagues, obviously. But like when you're watching it, just backyard people, shit, it's like, whoa, this guy looks pretty smooth. But I mean, there's a place for the gimmicky shit. Yeah, there's a place for the gimmicky shit. I'm not as into it really. Like I'm not really that invested in Jake Paul fights. Unless he fights like an actual... Yeah, unless he fights...
Yeah, no, I want to see him fight some actual...
Like Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul.
Oh, he does not want no part of
He does... Well, yeah, this is... but wouldn't that be the best? I would pay money. I would pay real dollars for that.
I would too.
But I would
that's the type of person Jake Paul would think. He's like, I got an easy chance against. Like 46 years old, no chin anymore, really. But then he's just going to get
still has a chin, though, and he's also really hard to punch. So, like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The problem is even just landing on him.
It would be the same thing with Tito Ortiz, where he would just, like... purposefully like get backed up in the corner,
Yeah.
dip one, and just bam, overhand right.
He's still got that power, dude. He's still got
He
power.
put that
Did you ever
motherfucker's
see-
lights out.
Did you ever see?
They're around the same weight class too. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Like Jake probably walks around at like 210. Silva walks around at like 210, 215.
You know who Herschel Walker is?
Yeah.
Auburn running back.
Yeah.
NFL career.
Yeah, he
You
goes
know,
on
He was
fought-
part of the
he
best.
fought-
all
He
the
was part
time.
of the
He
biggest
fought
trade.
MMA at like age 50.
Yeah, he did. He
Like,
tried to
he
come
was-
back.
Wow, what were the results?
He
on
lost
that?
that.
I don't think they were
Sure,
good.
they were bad.
I don't think they were good. But he
I
was
mean,
fucking jacked for a
He
50
also
There-
no.
there's been
His
college-
new thing is going on Fox News and bitching about like whatever those people are mad about. I swear to God,
Like,
Herschel
pissed off
Walker
at the
goes on
border
Fox
and
News.
shit.
Dude, look it up.
I think I've seen him before. On
Yeah,
there. 'Cause
several
they just
times.
bring
Dude, he
some
goes on there
random
all
ass
the time
people
because he's
on
like
there.
from
down
Georgia
bad.
or whatever. And so they get him to like comment about whatever they want people to be incensed about this week.
This has been this episode of the Face First Podcast. Check us out at Face
Dive
First
face
Podcast.
first in my penis.
God damn it. All right.
Damn.
We're going to do a real one right now. You're
Yeah.
going to be quiet. I'm going to say it and we're all going to fucking leave. All right? This has been another episode of the Face First Podcast. Check us out at facefirstpodcast.com. Drop us a like on Spotify. Like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit us up. Leave a comment. Tell us what the fuck we should do to improve.
Definitely would like some feedback. But that's been us.
All right, that's been the Face First Podcast. Bada boom, bada bing. See you next week.
Yeah, we out this bitch.
Let us know how we've done. Dugan, anything you want to add to the outro?
Yeah, fuck John Gruden, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
John
John Gruden,
Gruden,
baby.
That's what we're gonna sign out on.
Yes.
And we're
Peace
out.
out, folks.
Yep.